It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, see, Don, you got it right. We're going to be talking a little bit about model railroading being work versus pleasure. I am at the stage of this week where I have to do some work because I have an op session set up for Saturday, and I have done virtually nothing since, well, actually, I've done some virtual things. I haven't done any physical things since Island Ops, so it's time to do some work on the layout, and I've got some things that I need to do, some things that I want to do, and I gotta basically turn over the layout. So I thought I'd kind of go through that process a little bit. We can kind of talk about that and see how it goes. One thing I do want to ask, I'm considering getting another proto throttle, so I would have 3 of them. If anybody out there has one that they don't want, that they might be willing to sell or trade, reach out to me. Let me know. I might be interested. Got a couple things on the workbench, and when I say workbench, I really just mean the vertical surface of my layout. First one, just to mention, if you guys saw Mini Prince's live stream last week, he had Linwood Barclay on talking about his new novel Whistle. Just came out yesterday, so I got my copy. Hopefully over the next week or so, I am going to learn how to read, and I will start attempting to read a book. I figure it's got model railroad stuff in it, so maybe I'll learn to read. Next thing I wanted to just sort of show, I was talking about this last week. I created this panel for this tablet that was kind of gonna be, you know, sort of my my little tablet that I carried around with me, and of course it's it's not lining up right. Well, there it is lined up. I don't know what's going on. It's got some weird thing going on. But anyway, I was looking for a pouch because I thought I wanted a pouch for it, and what I ended up deciding on instead of a pouch was I got this little hand holdy thing, so it kind of slips on your hand, and it, you know. So I thought that was, you know, it's not as good obviously as a pouch. A lot of the pouch specific items were like ridiculous amounts of money, and I didn't want to just start trying all of the cheap items, so I figured I would try this first because this was pretty cheap, and you know, we'll see. Maybe it'll work. I could slap somebody with that. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, I thought this. I don't know. You know, if you came to an op session at my layout, you know, I can do my exercise, and it does also have a little flippy doodad on the back of it, so you can also flippy sit it up on something. But you know, I don't know. It's can you see it? There we go. Nice little flippy thing there. So I can also set it down. So I think that's the right choice for now. You know, I don't know. Get some of those white work aprons. Yeah, I've got like things to wear. Like I've got this vest, and actually Ed O'Connell, after my last stream, said, just put it in the pocket of your vest, and that would work. Let's see if I can collapse this thing down and turn it off so I don't accidentally turn things on. It would actually fit in the pocket. It does have quite a big pocket here, so I could put it in here, but then and it looks like I got like a thing. I don't know. So yeah, there are options. But you know, I like the little wrist thing. Dave, are you saying I need a wrist strap so I don't like throw it across the room as I'm like doing my exercising? We'll see. Hopefully I won't end up doing that. So another thing that's happening is the internet in my apartment has been flaky, and I need to solve that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do an upgrade to the studio network, and this just came in today. This is a 8-port switch. I'm gonna replace the switch in that corner, and I was almost gonna do it right before tonight's stream, and normally that's something that I would have done, but for some reason something stopped me, and I didn't do it. So this is a project for another day, but I've got to install this, update the network. Networking is something that you think, like in model railroading, you shouldn't have to get into, but then somehow you end up doing it. So are you guys making fun of me? You think I can't zip up this vest? You do realize that whether I can zip up this vest or not, I'm going to get this vest zipped up. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now. So if I can get this zipped up over my sweatshirt, what do I win? I guess that's the question, right? Would I win something if I get this zipped up? Now I'm wondering if I can actually zip it up. So what's funny about this, and I was talking to Ed about this, I bought this on Amazon. The zipper is backwards because I believe this is made in another country. And there you go. See that? Nice and zipped up, pulled together. See, you can take me out and take me to a nice dinner. Yes, that is potentially one of the reasons the zipper might be the other way, but I'd like to think that that's not the reason. That it is just because it's made. Girls wear the zippers backwards, so maybe that's the thing. Maybe, it's a fishing vest. I mean, it should be universal, right? It shouldn't be one way or the other. Okay. We got one thing here. This is a project that I do not want to get into. I really, really don't want to do this project, but this is a project that I want the results. I want the results of this project. I don't want to do the amount of work that needs to be done for this project. What is in this box is hopefully an item that is going to make this project slightly more manageable, but it's still going to be a tedious project. Speaking about tedious, Dennis is talking about fishing, asking how many fish I have caught. In my lifetime, let's see, if I think about, so my lifetime of fishing, let me just count how many fish I've caught. 0. I don't go fishing. Who wants to sit around and go fishing? That's I don't know. People that go fishing, I don't get it, but I know there are some people that like fishing, so if you don't know, Dennis went fishing over this past weekend. He's got some photos on his Facebook page. So if you want to see a model railroader fishing, I guess we watch trains go in circles. We might as well watch nothing happen with fishing. See, Steve, I agree. I can walk down the street and get some really, really nice fish. Why in the world would I go sit by the side of the lake and be frustrated that nothing is biting, and then all the work? I don't know. Too much for me. Back to this project. This project has nothing to do with the United Postal Service. This is just the box that it came in. We'll see if I can cut this open without cutting what is inside of it, which I should be able to make happen fairly easily. But yeah, this is one of those projects that people say, like, you gotta kind of, you don't sit down and just really do it all at once. But the problem is with a project like this is you do kind of have to sit down and start and just kind of do it when it's the first time you're doing it. But this should help. Let's get into it. I haven't opened this up yet, so we'll see what's in here. This is not part of the item. This is obviously just some packing material. We got some more packing material here. Again, not a part of the project. It looks like the person that shipped this to me had some fun with paper towels. Although I should probably save these paper towels because it's probably likely I'm gonna make a huge mess. Just because that seems to be what I do with everything. Let's put all the paper towels back in here for safe catching. Watch the Corner Gas episode where they are going fishing, but go and do other things for the weekend. I don't know what that means. Is Corner Gas a YouTube channel, John? I'm guessing they are. All right, so here's the item. The item's pretty small, as you can see. I guess, this is a project with many small parts. And again, this gets into the work, right? I mean, this project is going to be work. It's probably going to involve an optivisor and much more patience than I have. But yeah, so here we are. So this is the project. What do you guys think? You think I can get this done? Oh, Corner Gas is one of the best Canadian TV shows ever made. Highly underrated. Is it better than what is that Kenny? What's that Kenny something one? So everyone's saying it's a Canadian comedy show. Patience and perseverance. That's what we're trying. Yes. So this is the wheel set holder. I realized I should probably get some wheels out so you can see the process. But the idea is that I am going to, ow, just hit my head. So this is the one that, I'm not sure why, I guess maybe to stack these? I guess that is why that's like that, to stack them. So what you do is you take your wheel sets, and I need to figure out which side is the insulated wheel and which side is not the insulated wheel. So I'll need to use a meter to figure that out. But basically this gives me the ability to hold the wheel sets where I need them and put the resistor on and kind of let it dry for a second, and then pick it up and move it over to this tray to let them dry. Although I guess I could possibly just make them in this tray as well. But you put the resistors in here, you get all your parts going, and this just kind of helps you keep everything organized. So I can't even get the wheels in the slots. That's how tedious this is going to be. So this is going to involve tweezers. It's going to involve lots of small little things. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I hope it is useful. I think it's more useful than trying to do it without. I just don't think I don't think I have the patience to do it like that. So I can, I can put a lot, kind of set a lot up and do many of them at once. I may just do them in here. I kind of like how this sits. He did say that sometimes, the person that I got this from, this center hole, I thought was so that you can stand them up in there, but they seem to just go right through. So I don't know that that's going to be the best thing, but I think that's what that center hole was for, was to kind of stand them up. But yeah, I think I might just do them in here. I've got obviously bins of wheels. These are my Atlas wheels. I've got an even bigger bin of Microtrains wheels. So that's a project. So if anybody wants to do this for me, we'll see. Red green was the best. If the women don't find you handsome, then you should at least be handy. I don't know what we guys are talking about. The HO scale ones are for 33-inch wheels. These are 33-inch wheels. 33-inch metal wheels. These are the Atlas ones, though, so they're a little bit longer. I guess this just didn't quite scale right for end scale, because yeah, a 36-inch wheel would fit in here, but but these are not. So I don't know. Been switching to 36-inch wheels in most cases, really, for everything. I wonder, are they? Do you see an advantage with 36-inch wheels? Red, green, and de-icing the driveway was always my favorite. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm very confusing. I bet there's a reason. Yeah, so the reason for the angles, or at least my understanding, the reason for the angles is that the resistor needs to sit on one side of the wheel, right? So like one of the wheels is insulated from the axle, and then the axle is connected to the other wheel. So if you probably want to put it so that the resistor basically like falls falls down the angle. On modern freight cars, do they use 36-inch wheels? I don't know that I knew that. I actually really like I'm a big fan of the UK shows that are out there right now, like 8 out of 10 Cats and what are some, now I'm like blanking on the other ones. I generally before I go to bed, I spend my time watching watching those comedy panel shows just because, you know. So this is a project I got going. It'll eventually get done. If I didn't explain, so the reason for these is that I want to use detection on my layout. So one of the things I've been working on is this panel right here. And this panel here basically has the entire layout on one panel, has the fast clock and stuff on it. So with the wheels set up on this, it'll pop up here in red which tracks are occupied. So it's kind of the next step into setting up remote dispatching and that sort of side of things. But, you know, as you guys might notice, the yard is empty. The yard shouldn't be empty. So we got to start figuring this out and getting set up for the next session. My next op session is on, what did I say, Saturday at 11 a.m. I'm trying to find what's the best day for an op session. I haven't quite figured out yet what is going to be the best one. So for now, you know, we're kind of doing what we need to do. I do have I do have a bunch of the cars just off to the side, and I need to just start going through everything, you know, one car at a time, and I guess just kind of figuring out where we're gonna go. I like the new changes to my tablets, though. I don't know, were the colors changing up here? I guess they should be. Yeah, I guess they were. You can see the yellow one there turned green, so things are working. Kind of good stuff. But yeah. Again, these are just kind of sitting off here to the side. They were in the yard. Oh geez. Now I'm coming off the rails. Let's try and stay on the rails. And that's going to the wrong track for some reason. I guess it's going to the wrong track because I had the wrong track. Depends how long you want the op session. If you just want it short, a weeknight would be best. Yeah, so the problem I'm having with scheduling op sessions on weeknights is that a lot of the people in the area, for some reason, don't want to come into the city. I always tell people, and a lot of people that I talk to are like, yeah, I would just take the train to come see you. But some people think that they have to drive to come visit me. And yeah, if you're going to drive here, unfortunately, it's not the best place to drive to, I guess. I mean, it's fine to drive in the city. There's plenty of parking up where I live, but, you know, it's a whole thing. So I just need to get started. I'm kind of starting left to right and just kind of working my way around the layout. First step is just to check to kind of check where everything is. And yeah, I get that, Artie, which is just kind of a weird thing. Mike says it would take 3 days to get there. Mike, it is true, but if you happen to come to this area for vacation or something like that, we should definitely try and get you over here to visit. Got some car cards. So this is this little track right here that you can't really see down below me. We're going to pull out the hold card because that was for the last session. And we're just going to double check that the right cars are there. We'll dump that back in the car cards. So that's good. We know that, you know, we can keep kind of going around and seeing how it works. Yeah. So I get that people from where Mike lives, it might take a while for public transportation, but people that live in like Long Island or New Jersey, it's like you don't need a car. You just take the train. Bob, I actually live off the 1 train, so the best thing to do would be to take the train to Penn Station and then take the 1 train up to me. I'm 2 blocks from the 1 train, so it's a nice short walk. I'm right next to the park, so easy peasy. All right, next thing we're gonna do, so this says it's track 1, but I'm looking at the cars and I'm noticing that these cars are not on track 1 unless I'm, oh wait, here they are. Is this it? Yeah, so these are these cars. They're in the wrong order. So these should be on track 1, although they're on track 2. So we're just going to move them to track 2 for now, just so that we have them all. What about the 3 train? You could take the 3 train. You would have to walk a little bit further. Or you can take the 3 train to the stop where it connects to the 1 train, and you get on the 1 train local. And it's pretty easy to get up here. So here's the rest of the cars that are on this track. Yep, we got everything here. So we'll pile these back up. And what, I guess for now, we'll just leave these where they are. We know this one's got to go to an industry. So this one still has to be spotted, but the rest of these are going off layout and these are just staying where they are. So I should probably really, I don't know, this is the part that's like work. What did you have me take there? The 1 train, Steve. I'm 99% sure that you took the 1 train up here, and yeah, if Steve can find it, anybody can find it, right? Okay, so these are these cars down here. I don't know if you can see better like this or not. So these are these 3 cars. Then we got a couple tank cars. And then we got these cars up here. So those are those 3 cars there. These are the front cars on 1, but only up to here, that tank car. So all these, so when I pulled these cars off, I must have completely messed up all of the car cards, because like everything right now is completely messed up and completely not in order at all. What I should do, actually, so these Selkirk cars right here should go with these cars. So I'm gonna uncouple these and we can shove these, and I know, like, I should be using a locomotive, right? I mean, that's the correct way to do this, but you know, we're moving stuff around. We're just kind of, you know, getting things set up. Uh-oh. And the trains are already coming off the track. I guess that's one reason that I should be using a locomotive instead of trying to push it, because I don't know why, but it seems that things stay on the rails much better when, because that's thrown the wrong way. Of course it's going to derail. It's thrown the wrong way. See, if that card situation was on my layout, I would blame the grandkids. Yeah, unfortunately, this one is 100% my fault. And this car I need to move because I got to get it out of the way. I wish there was somebody I could blame, but the reality is this is all 100% on me and me, myself, and I. And unfortunately, there really isn't anybody that I can blame. And of course, cars are coming off the track again. It really is funny, like when I use the locomotives, they don't fall off the track, but the second I try and move them around with my hands, I can't seem to keep them on the tracks at all. But the op sessions I feel like have been going pretty well, so I've been pretty happy with that, how things have been going. I'm still figuring things out though, and I guess this is part of where the work comes in, and sometimes it feels like pleasure and sometimes it feels like a lot of work, but setting up for op sessions definitely takes a little bit of thinking and a little bit of thought. Do your yard tracks have a separate card holder? Yes. Along the layout right here, each track has its own box, so that like if I go and pick up the cards for track 3, that's these cars here, specific for that track. So it's much easier to kind of keep things separate and keep things kind of like planned out when when they're all separate and stuff like that. So this is track 1. So that's this track back here. So we're just going to look through these cards real quick. These are cars that just came in last session that are going to be worked for this next session. So I don't even have waybills in these. I'm going to have to do that. And let's see, I think I have more. Yeah, so what I want to do, what I should do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cars and we're going to move these up to the arrival departure track. And the reason we're going to move them up to the arrival departure track is that all of these cars need to go elsewhere on the layout. So having them on the arrival departure track, it'll kind of help me identify that they are cars that I need to do something with. Yeah, we always blame Heath. That's a good way to do it. Nice Cameron, you have a Heath emoji. What is the emoji? I can't see what that one says. I don't know what that one says. I can't see it. It's too small for me. Yeah. I keep saying I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get one of the little the urine sample containers to have it around, but I haven't done it yet. No derailment issues in O-gauge. Yeah, O-gauge is a little harder to derail. That is true, as well. But yeah, it's the Blame Heath one. I can't see that small. My eyes aren't that good. Okay, so we're gonna manually move these because that's what we're doing at this minute. I'm curious, anybody out there that does operations, do you always use your locomotives when you are setting your layout for the next session, or do you ever just see? I keep pulling it off the rails, or do you ever just do what I'm doing and just kind of drag them around with your hands? I guess I'm primarily doing that here because there's a bunch of stuff to move. Let me see. Do you think I can? Nah, let's just leave this here. We're just going to leave that one here. So this one, this front car goes to Manhattanville. The rest of these cars go elsewhere. So, I'm actually going to, why don't I actually push these down this way? And you know what I can try doing? I'm kind of curious. I never remember where these cameras are set up. I do still need to move those cameras. It's one of the goals of the layout is to eventually move those cameras, but they work. You can, you can kind of see where things are a little bit, right? That one's the wrong way. That one's the right way. So these go down by Manhattanville, so we can just pull these on down here, and that's good. We'll leave those there for now. What order do you use to load cards? The front card in the pocket is always the card that is the one that the locomotive would come to, right? So like the way the layout is set out, almost everything is stub-ended. So if a locomotive came to attach to a cut of cars, the card on top is the one the locomotive would hit first. Thomas says, I try and use engines, but have dragged a few around. Yeah, and again, I guess this is getting to, like, I've got this, like, work mindset right now that I just got to get the work done. I should have left you my Specimen Cup. I can always get new ones. Oh, yeah, that's true. It's easy for you to get them. I'm assuming I could probably order them on Amazon. I just, And Nitro Stars is correct. The grandkids and the cats definitely have that problem as well. Dennis says, I just freeze the layout and pick up where I'm left over. Can you not do that? So I could do that. I could just say, the layout's where it's at, just keep going. But there is a moment in the layout where, because I'm using physical cards and not digital cards, there is a moment where I have to basically turn the layout over, which involves like pulling cards and sometimes actually swapping cards on and off the layout. So I would need that time to swap the car cards, right? So like just as an example, let's zoom in a little bit on this one. Right, like at a certain point in the op session, I would have to pull this card out and flip it over. In this case, that's actually not what would happen. This card would actually come out and a different card would actually go in it. But just the point being that I would need to do that at some point. And I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's better to do that between sessions than during a session. So that's why I'm finishing this up. The other reason I'm doing this now, specifically with this session, is that this was a session where I had 6 people in the room. So things got a little chaotic. So I want to go through things with a little bit more of a fine-tooth comb and make sure that everything's in the right spot. But yeah, theoretically, I wouldn't need to turn things. And yeah, the most layouts, I would say the majority of layouts are set up where the operators would not flip the waybills in the car cards. That said, I did a job at Tony Custer's, which was the soybean plant, and the operator did flip the waybills. So it really does depend on the layout, but I would say, and I'm sure maybe Split Rock and Ed and some other guys could probably answer a little better than I can, but I would say in general, you don't switch them. So this is the next industry. This is on Hudson, Croton on Hudson. This is my so this is kind of a funny little thing. I thought you lived in New York. Oh no, you live in Connecticut. You're close. So these cars, I don't know if you can make it out or not, but they all say GLC on the waybills. And I did this kind of as a little bit of a joke, but the cars are type GLC. The reason I called them GLC is because these are my my sugar cars. So GLC is, I don't think it's the real abbreviation for it, but sugar being, you know, glucose is a type of sugar. So all of my sugar cars are GLC for glucose. Very not prototypical, but I have glucose cars that are box cars because they might get like powdered sugar. But we also have glucose cars that are tank cars, which might get things like corn syrup. So at this point in my op scheme, I'm not really differentiating between dry sweets and liquid sweets. So they're all the same. And we need to pull out these hold cars because, again, hold cards, because these were from the last session. And I am kind of looking at them. They're over there in the corner. Let's see. Is this the right one? No. This one? No. This one. There we go. You can see the cars right here in the corner. Those are the cards that I am going through the cards right now. And Rusty. Exactly. Exactly. Split Rock, I appreciate that. The goal is more just that they're, you know, their end scale, and I wanted to make things as accessible and as easy for everybody. I think it's doing the job. I've gotten some pretty positive comments about them, so, you know, I'm kind of, you know, kind of apt to it. Yep, Dennis, next time you're here, we'll have to get you operating, work in that industry. Which actually, I think, last time you were here, didn't you? You finished that. You finished that industry, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Wilf Brimley. Wow, that is a blast from the past if I ever heard it. Yeah, that's right. You did. I forgot that you finished that one out. That's very funny. All right, so we're gonna look here at these cards, and I can already see a quote issue. This one starts at spot 2, so this is spot 2, 3, and 4, and this is spots 1, 2, and 3. So these are correct, but I'm missing car number 1. And we're going to need to go find car number 1 because we need to get car number 1 on the layout. And it just happens that I know where car number 1 is because, if you remember, my arrival departure cars, I have one card for Manhattanville, and it just happens to be the car for spot 1 on track 712, which is the car that we're missing. So if I go over to here, you can see that's FW Web right there. Yeah, you're always getting in the way. That's just kind of the way it is. So this car here is this pacemaker car. So what I need to do is I just knocked everything onto the floor because what I really need to do is clean up this room and just like, I just got to get rid of some stuff. I don't know, there just seems to be stuff everywhere. And I'm about to lose it again. It's the tablet that probably should not be getting dropped on the floor. But okay, let's get back to this Manhattanville car. We'll do that. Okay, so this is FW Web. If you look up FW Web and look at some pictures of it in New York City, it is up on a bridge. So this is very reminiscent of what it is. There's a blue flag right here. Theoretically, this car, I would just need to roll it down this way and back. I am just going to pick it up. Don't tell anybody. We just used the 050 crane. The 050 crane was in service, and now I'm going to take this card and we'll put it with the the rest of these in that slot there. And we can kind of now take these cars and shove them down a little further, because those are going all the way. Actually, I needed another panel up because that panel doesn't have that turnout on it. This panel does. So these cars go all the way around the layout to the yard all the way down here. Yes, I have a napkin on the layout. It's because the squealer over here, when the lights are dim, just seems to freak out. So I cover it with a napkin, and it makes everything nice and quiet. And again, I'm having problems with pushing cars and them coming off the layout. Take those cars and shove them. Exactly. We saw nothing, I know. If you had your vest on, you could have put the stuff in your pockets. Yeah, but I don't want to carry them around while I'm doing this. Take stuff to a train show, leave a free sign on it. That's actually a pretty good idea. There is a swap meet that is done by the TCA, the Train Collectors Association, not too far from here, and a friend of mine gets a table, and I always say that I'm going to join them, and then when it comes time to do it, for whatever reason, I never do it. It's so much easier to do an op session if the tracks are ballasted. You don't have to worry about the tracks moving. The tracks aren't moving. The tracks are actually glued down with PVA glue. I used PVA glue because if I do need to move the tracks, I wanted them to easily come up. So a little bit of water or rubbing alcohol, and you wait a couple minutes and the tracks come right up, but they are secured. They don't move. The turnouts still move, but the tracks don't actually move. So the next area we need to check out and double check. Split Rock still need to schedule the CG podcast. Is that like the CGI podcast? Split Rock is absolutely correct with this pro tip. If you are new to operations, this is a very, 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 very important pro tip. If you're ever going to steal a car from a layout, from an op session, make sure you also steal the car card. If you steal the car card, then the operator won't know that the car is missing, because they will have no idea. No idea at all. So this is a single track that actually has multiple industries on it. So this has 2 cars for Studebaker Ice, 2 cars for the Mink Building, and 3 cars for the Malt House. These are all actual buildings that are over in Manhattanville. And if I just sort of glance over there, looks like we got all of the cars in the correct order. So we can just go back and drop these into the boxes. And I do have 3 boxes for these 3, even though they're all on the same track. The reason I'm doing that again is just kind of because everything is N scale. It just makes things easier to find and easier to sort if you have different car card boxes for everything. No, I'm going to be on the crossing gate with Tom about the op squad. Who is Tom? So I know who Tom is. I know who you're saying Tom is. I just think it's funny because I think of him as Thomas or as Split Rock. I don't think of him as Tom, but I know that people call him Tom. But when people call him Tom, I always say, Tom who? You don't need a vest. Heath has a hood. That is true. I do have a hood back here. I could just hook myself up with that. Oh, and I'm putting these in the incorrect order. All right, so next thing we're going to check is the team track. The team track is, well, again, this whole layout's pretty much LCL, but the idea of the team track is that anybody can, book shipments to come to the team track and get goods off the team track. So we're going to pull these hold cards because they are not needed. I'm going to end up with a stack of 25 of these. The way the layout currently works is there are 25 cards that don't move. I know there are 25 cards that don't move, so it works out. Every intermediate division should be looking at the op squad. I agree, or at least have a group in the area, which we kind of have that kind of here as well. They're just not very organized. My name is David. Some people call me DB. I thought your name was Dragon Ball. I don't know why people are calling you David. That sounds strange to me. These cars are all good. Now we're going to grab these two tracks. So these are two freight tracks. One track is against the freight terminal. The other track is kind of an off-spot-ish track. But what they used to do is they would line up all of the cars and they would put planks between the outer track and the track that was against the building so that they could move cars around. And I'm noticing a little issue here. I don't know if you made this out. This goes from 1 to 3. So I am missing a car here on Freight 2. So I am going to need to go find this car. I am 99% sure I know where this car is. So it's just going to be a matter of going and grabbing it. I believe this car is, and let's see if I can find it on camera. Might be here, let's see. Nope, might be there. Nope, it's not there either. It is maybe here. There it is. You can make it out way in the back corner here. I'm pretty sure this car right here is the car that I am missing. So let me see if I can find that waybill for that car. Here's the waybill for that car, and it is Freight 2, which is track 72302. So I'm going to get the 05 crane out, and I am going to 050 this to where it needs to go. So if you're offended by me 050ing something, might be a good place to, might be a good time to close your eyes, but this car is going to go through a little bit of a flight path right now and end up in the appropriate location, which is spot 2 over here. And nobody look, everyone close your eyes. You can't see what's going on behind me. I have gotten it, it's all blocked so that you can't see it, and it's not on the track, and it's on the track now. The crane's got everything on the track, and everything's now lined up. Hold on a second here. Freight 1, oh no, Freight 1 does have 4 cars, so it is 4 and 4. Okay, for a second I thought there were 3 on one track and 4 on the other. Did anyone see a thing? I hope not. Adam, you'd be happy to hear we're talking about your weight scales with Ray and the operating crew last night. Oh, that's really cool. Wait, it's Lynn's birthday? Is that true? I didn't think Lynn was getting any older. I thought his age was sort of set in stone at this point, and he was not going to get any older. So here is Bob, was it? I think was asking, somebody was asking which card needs to be on top. So this set of cars comes off the car float and goes into the yard. When you pull these cars off the car float, the first car you get to is this car here. But you need to run around the train to push it into the yard, because the yard goes in from the other side. So when you leave the cars in the yard, what I do and what I recommend people do is you switch the order of the cards so that the next person that comes gets to this card first, and then this is the top card. So I am not going to sing happy birthday to Lynn, but as you can see, it is his 16 plus 60 year birthday. So Lynn is a couple of days older than I am. All right, so this is now where I have to start thinking. So I got to track 2 in the yard back there. Oh, is it really Tony Cook's birthday too? There's some percentage, and I don't remember the math or something, but they say like if you get a group of 100 people together, the chance of there being 2 people with the same birthday is something, and the percentage is actually much higher than you would think it is or something like that. Looks like Dennis just turned 8 years old. Okay, so this car goes to the car float. So this car goes with the cars that I dragged around the layout. These cars, though, these cars need to be spotted at an industry. So at the last op session, these cars never got pulled and never got thing. I share a birthday with Mark Harris' wife. Isn't it funny when you know who you share a birthday with? I used to know a couple people I share birthdays with, but I don't think I remember anymore. Junction Senior, the old Junction, says he is 9 years old. I wish a fresh start might be nice. Dennis, you're doing pretty good out there. I mean, yeah, you live in the middle of nowhere, but you know, that's, you know, some people like that. And that is looking the wrong way. I need to set these cameras up better because none of these cameras show the area I'm trying to show very well. So these cards that I have here, these guys here, which are now behind me over here, they need to all go into that facility down there on the end. So what I should really do, and I will probably do these with a locomotive, which means I probably won't be doing them right now because there's 4 more minutes left. But while I can, I'm going to take the cars that just came in from up north, and I am going to put them in a better spot to get them to the car float, because that's ultimately where they need to go. So I'm going to bring those up here, and I did it again. I keep pulling things off the layout, and I don't even know that you can see what I'm doing right now because I think I've got the wrong camera selected. But we're gonna take these, we'll roll these down over here, then we'll change those turnouts, we'll align these turnouts, and I am going to bring this back onto track 3 here. And that will get them out of the way. So that is, where are those cards? I forgot where I put those cards. I found them. Here are the cards. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Okay, so these need to go on track 3. But, well, that's interesting. I'm missing a car. I realized I'm missing this front car, and somehow it got uncoupled. But there it is. I found it. So now we've got these cars on track 3, so I can drop those in on track 3. And I'm going to take this first car here, and I am going to move this. Quiet down over there. Cover you up. I'm going to move this car. And I guess I could have just picked it up, because that would have... sometimes keeping these cars on the track, I tell you. There we go. All right. So this one needs to go back here. So now, when I am ready, I am all set up. These cars here now are the ones that need to swap with those down there. You can see I got a bunch of locomotives there, so I got plenty of locomotives ready to go, and I just need to remember that I need to move those, which means all of these right here, these are what are in there right now, so these all got to get pulled out. Looks like 4 of these go north to Selkirk, and 2 of these go south to the car float. So that'll take a little bit of sorting as well. I definitely do have some cars that need to be reweighted or weights checked. That is definitely for sure. Sounds like you need a tablet to show what. Yeah, that is just what I need, is more screens in this room. I mean, I guess I you know, it wouldn't hurt, but yeah, I did have a poll going. I don't know if anybody noticed, but there's a poll going. I asked the question, is model railroading work or pleasure? We got 53 votes on the poll, and the results of the poll, if I can get them to show, which they're not showing there, the results of the poll were, wow, really even. Model railroading work or pleasure, 49% said pleasure, 45% said both. Oh, so I guess that's, who knows how to do that math? 80, 90, 94? 94%, is that right? No. 50 and 44, 94%, that is right. 94% says it's either pleasurable and or both. Everybody else said either work or neither. Dragon Ball said pleasure only. Oh, he said he accidentally hit work. So there was, I don't know how many votes there were for work, but somebody said work. Yeah, pleasure and pain. I guess, oh look, it did show up here. Look at that. I didn't know, usually it doesn't show up on the list, so I can't highlight it. But those were the results, which makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of pleasure in model railroading, but sometimes you do have to just buckle down and do the work. I definitely still have some more work to do to get the railroad ready for the next op session, but I don't have as much as I thought I did. Everything, or not everything, but most things seem to be in really good shape, and I just need to do a couple more things. So Don, if you're out there operating, enjoy yourself. I've got about 20 questions from the podcast that I'm listening to. Don Iris was on the Around the Layout podcast with Ray Arnott, and they had Thomas Klomoski on talking about small layouts and operations. And I have questions, nothing bad. Basically what my questions are is the one main one. They were talking about sort of the pattern that happens between an engineer and a conductor. That's something I'd like to learn some more about. I do operate on some layouts where they pair people up, and I think it would be interesting to learn more of the pattern that happens between a conductor and an engineer, the hand gestures and all that kind of stuff. So that's my question. That's my suggestion for another ops-based podcast, is talk about the back and forth and the conversations from the city that never sleeps. Farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity.